I'm Seth Goldhammer, head of products here at Graylog. If you're running a lean security team, 5 or fewer people, often wearing both IT and security hats, I want to talk directly to you. The tools that you've been handed were not built for your reality. Let me imagine. Every day starts with good intentions, and somewhere around noon, it turns into reactive firefighting. You're trying to protect a growing environment, set policies, respond to alerts, support the business, and make progress on strategic improvements all at the same time. And there's never enough time, people, or bandwidth to do it all well. That's not a you problem. That's a design problem. Here's what I mean. When you see a string of failed authentications, is that a brute force attack, a misconfigured application? So someone just changed their password and forget about all the devices that password was set on? When you see unusual traffic from a server, is that lateral movement or just an application protecting and updating itself? Without context, you can't know. And building that context requires manual effort every single time. Now let's think about that mathematically for a second. If it takes 5 minutes to triage an alert, you can only process 12 alerts an hour. And you almost certainly have far more than 12 alerts every hour. So the math doesn't math, and no amount of effort can close that gap. The system that most teams are working with were designed for a different world. Big teams, big budgets, dedicated resources to tune and maintain. It's like being handed a ship designed for a full crew, and you're being asked to operate it with 3 people. Traditional SIEMs reward volume over signal. They demand constant care and feeding. And instead of helping you focus, they pull you in more directions, tuning rules, chasing false positives, investigating alerts that ultimately didn't matter. Meanwhile, you're left wondering about the fundamentals. Are your logs actually creating the visibility that you need? Are you enabling detections really aligned to the threats that target your organization? These aren't small questions, and the uncertainty they create leads to unknown risk, alert fatigue, and context switching that's so severe that investigations become guesswork. Over time, this doesn't just affect outcomes, it affects people. Burnout goes up, confidence drops, and real threats can get lost in the noise. The shift I see successful lean teams making isn't about adding more tools. It's about redesigning for clarity instead of coverage. Coverage sounds responsible. Collect everything, alert on anything, just in case. But in practice, coverage without clarity pushes the hardest decisions downstream to the analyst, in the trenches, at the worst possible moment under the most pressure. Clarity means these decisions get made ahead of time by systemizing which threats actually matter to your environment. So when something happens, the system already understands what's important, what's risky, and what can wait. Your analyst isn't reinventing that logic every single day with each new alert. What we've learned working with hundreds of lean security teams is straightforward. The ones who succeed don't try to do everything. They align their key attack surfaces, their most important assets, and the specific threats that actually target them. That doesn't start with logs. That starts with risk. They don't start with alerts. They start with the outcomes they're looking to achieve. That means focusing on real tactics by real threat actors that target your environment and getting very practical about what evidence actually matters. What logs do you need and which ones don't meaningfully improve your detection and response capabilities? Not every log is equal and not every alert is urgent. So not every detection deserves to run at the same cost. Now here's where it gets interesting. Some data does need to be immediately searchable, powering real-time detections in your dashboards. Other data is valuable only after detection triggers or for compliance, but it shouldn't slow down your team every day. The approach that's working for lean teams is being intentional about this data routing. High-value security data goes where it powers your real-time response. Everything else routed to cost-effective data lake. Still accessible, still searchable, but it's not burning through your licenses or your attention until you actually need it. And instead of dropping logs ahead of budget and losing visibility in the process, you still collect everything, but at a fraction of the cost. When detection is designed well for a lean team, alerts fire only when evidence corroborates true risk. And when they do fire, they already answer the first three questions an analyst needs to ask. What happened? Why does it matter? What do I do next? Instead of reacting to individual alerts, analysts should be presented with the corroborated set of evidence of a high risk situation that really indicates the probability, a high probability of compromise. With that context now already assembled, which assets, which users, which systems, what is already involved? What is their criticality to your organization? What should that analyst now do next in the investigation? That priority assessment changes everything. Investigations now become guided workflows instead of open-ended searches across disconnected tools. Analysts can follow repeatable, measurable steps to contain and mitigate, reducing the guesswork that they need to perform. That shortens response times and builds confidence that the entry point, the scope, the impact are fully understood to truly understand how to contain and mitigate that threat. That consistency also shortens the ramp time for new analysts. It supports your experienced ones as well and makes outcomes more predictable for your leadership. If you're running a lean security team, clarity isn't optional. It's how you stay effective as threats grow and teams stay small. The teams that are winning right now aren't the ones with the most tools or the most coverage. They're the ones who are designed with their security program around the threats that actually matter to them, with the logs, detections, and workflows to act with confidence. And that's what we've built Graylog Security to do. And it's why so many lean security teams are rethinking what effective detection really looks like. Thank you.